Welcome guys! Being able to properly stalk your enemies and take them down quickly and safely is incredibly important in PUBG. In this guide I will tell you exactly why this is important and give you some tips as to how you can effectuate some proper stalking. The contents of this guide is: why should you stalk your enemies, when should you stalk your enemies, and how to do it and what to be aware of. This guide is for first person only. This won't be as effective in third person as your enemies will easily be able to look behind them without you knowing. Why should you stalk your enemies? Getting close and in an advantageous position in relation to your enemy before opening fire is super important for a few reasons. The main reason is that you highly increase the chance that you will win the fight, as your enemy won't be able to fight back. If you shoot early without much consideration, you will risk getting in a long-range combat scenario where you will both be in cover shooting at each other, meanwhile the blue zone is closing in, alongside with a few enemies who are attracted by the gunshots, smelling an easy kill or two. Stalking your prey will also ensure that you can take down enemies with minimum noise and minimum time between the kill and looting the body. Get in there and get out quickly to reset the knowledge of nearby enemies who might be closing in on your position based on the noise. When should you stalk your enemies? You should do it mainly in the early to mid game, as you will have more room to move and the spread between the enemies will be bigger, thereby decreasing the chance of being caught out by a second enemy while stalking your prey. If the circle gets too small, it will get increasingly risky to follow people around, as you'll possibly be spotted by someone else. The best way to initiate is based on a visual cue and not an audible. Let's say your enemy just kills someone else, thereby making noise. If you're following him based on that, he will be much more alert regarding to his surroundings than if you simply saw him and started following him. Because if he did nothing to alert the surroundings about his presence, then he will have no reason to expect that someone is stalking him. How to do it and what to be aware of. When you see your enemy and you take pursuit, you should try to anticipate where he is going. This is important because in order to catch up with him, you need to cut some corners along his path. Do not lower your weapon to run faster unless he does, as he might turn around any second and you must constantly be ready to act. It's super important that you closely watch your enemy while stalking him, being ready to react. A problem here can be if another enemy comes in from the side, as you'll be focusing less on your own surroundings. But from my experience, as long as the enemy in front of you aren't getting shot at, then you probably won't be either. When running behind him, always try to stay in his blind angle, which is about 120 degrees behind him. He won't be able to turn his head around to see you using free look mode. But if he turns around, you will have two choices. You can choose to stop moving by either crouching or lying prone, which will often work because when people spot behind them while running towards a destination, they are mainly just looking for movement and won't consider someone either sitting or lying behind them while looking at them. You can also choose to take the shot, which is something you should do if you feel like you will certainly be spotted. You will still have a huge advantage here, as you will be able to crouch, aim and take the first shots before he will even have pointed his weapon at you. When you've taken down and looted your enemy, quickly get away to reset the knowledge of enemies who might be nearby and moving towards your location, curious about the noise. Also, sometimes you might need to take the shot before catching up. Typically, if you can't follow your enemy any longer due to another enemy joining the fight, or in case you simply can't catch up with him. In the end, it's all about patience, and practicing this will increase your self-confidence, as it is so empowering to take down enemies like this. You are in full control and you take them out when you want to. Go practice doing it and let me know how it went by writing it in the feedback channel on my Discord server or here on YouTube. That's all I had for you guys in this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.